Welcome ASUS Chairman Johnny Shi.
Good evening, everyone. Thank you for joining us online and in this incredible city. Valencia came from the Latin word of valentia that conveys strength and determination. It perfectly resonates with our In Search of Incredible brand promise and our dedication to bring the most empowering smartphones to all of our power users and content creators, just like each and every one of you. In the last several years, we have created many incredible ZenFones. Each was designed to serve our consumers with the most empowering features and beautiful designs. The ASUS ZenFone 6 is the ultimate illustration of our passion and persistence for innovation and technology. The ASUS ZenFone 6 is designed with you in mind. We confronted four of the most fundamental challenges of smartphones: screen, camera, battery, performance. And we believe we provided the best ever and most extraordinary solution. The ASUS ZenFone 6. Thank you. It is an emblem to honor our hardcore enthusiast fan base and a tribute to our relentless engineering origin, one that derives from extreme hunger to shatter the status quo. It is incredibly powerful and beautiful, with an all-screen narrow edge display and a meticulously designed state-of-the-art camera system. We unleashed the eyes of the smartphones. The ASUS ZenFone 6 is designed to defy the ordinary without compromise.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome ASUS Mobile BU Marketing Director, Marcel Campos.
Buenas noches, Valencia. Good evening, everyone. What a lovely city is Valencia, isn't it? And how amazing are the buildings made by Calatrava. This is an amazing venue. Well, every year we bring a new ZenFone. And now it's time to introduce the 6th generation. I guess everyone is excited to see how it will look like, how the new ZenFone will be, what it can do, and the reasons why we made it so special. So let's start. Because if you are here for specs, well, here they are. It's a massive amount of RAM, super fast storage, complete Wi-Fi specs, personal wireless connections, and the most important, the hyper-fast, hyper-powerful Snapdragon 855. You probably know this beast, right? It runs on octa-core Cryo processor at 2.8 gigahertz, has a new Adreno 640 GPU, so you can play any game you like, and the new Hexagon 690, so you can explore the best of the AI capabilities on ZenFone 6. And now I would like all of you to warm welcome to the stage tonight, a great part of us, Mr. Jussi Nevanlinna from Qualcomm.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Mr. Jussi Nevanlinna, Qualcomm Vice President, EMEA Marketing.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Buenas tardes a todos. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Jussi. I lead marketing for Qualcomm here in Europe. Thank you very much for joining us on this wonderful evening. And thank you, ASUS, for your partnership. We truly appreciate this. I'd like to start off by congratulating ASUS on the launch of the ZenFone 6. Truly an extraordinary phone. Now, you might know us, Qualcomm, as a technology company, but tonight I'd like to start off from what matters most to us, which is experiencing the world, experiencing life. These days, we experience life and experience world much with our smartphone, through our smartphone. I guess you could say that smartphone has essentially become a part of our everyday life experience. And so therefore, it matters greatly what type of an experience and quality that the smartphone gives you. And when you look at the experiences a modern smartphone gives us, and if you look a little further behind there at the technologies that power those experiences, you come very quickly to realize that actually Qualcomm Snapdragon powers those experiences. And so tonight I'm going to share some highlights of the Qualcomm Snapdragon 855, and I'm going to do that from the experience perspective. Now, Qualcomm Snapdragon 855 is very important for us and something we are truly proud of. It represents the single largest performance gain we've ever made as a company. It is also the most powerful processor we ever made. And so I can guarantee that the ZenFone 6 is going to deliver you world's leading performance. Now, I'd like to start my highlights by talking about a few experiences that are very important, something we really want and need, but actually have come to take for granted. We just don't really almost notice them unless they are not quite there or if they don't quite work right. I'll give you 3 examples. Number 1, power consumption. Well, today we expect the smartphone to last a day, and when it comes to charging, we wanted that to be very quick. Well, tell you what, Qualcomm Snapdragon does that. In fact, between generations, we've saved 30% power, so the consumption is 30% less. Second example is about connectivity. The way the phone talks to the network, the way it connects, and we expect it always to be there, fast, reliable, stable. And that's what the Qualcomm Snapdragon modem does. Last example, something different but equally important. Your personal data. We have a lot of private things in the phone these days, and we want it to be so private. We care about this a lot, even so much so that we dedicated an entire section of the hardware for security. We call this part of the Snapdragon the Vault. It is an entirely independent piece of hardware, completely isolated for maximum security. So in this way, you could say that we are truly the gold standard for things that matter the most, trust and quality. Now, next I want to talk to you about the other experiences we power. I'll start off with imaging, photos and videos. Now, I'm not going to steal the thunder at all from Marcel, but I will tell you that Qualcomm Snapdragon is powering the imaging experience here. We do things like 4K Ultra HD video capture. We can also support 1 billion shades of color. Now, this matters a lot for photos of moments that are like the one actually behind you unfolding. You know, the beautiful sunset. When you take photos of a beautiful sunset, and if you don't support up to 1 billion shades of color, what happens is layer cake. You get a photo with different stacks of color, rather than that continuous stream of beautiful color unfolding like it does in nature and what you see with your naked eye. When it comes to entertainment, we certainly turn on the big, beautiful display of the ZenFone 6. We can do things like 4K video playback. Now, I already mentioned to you the modem, importance of connectivity. Happy to tell you that in this platform, we have the latest Snapdragon modem, the X24. And what it means in plain English is that you can download your files, music, movies, video streaming, anything rather quick because it supports multi-gigabit download speeds. Now, underpinning all of this is the fundamental foundational performance. This matters a lot for things like opening and closing apps, multitasking. Well, if I put it really simply, it matters how well the phone behaves, how smooth, fast, intuitive it is to use. As I said, this performance gain for us has been the largest we ever made. One important aspect of this performance is AI, or artificial intelligence. And again, this matters for photos. For example, you can do beautiful bokeh by automatically blurring the background using AI. ASUS does other wonderful things with AI, and Marcel is going to talk to you about them, like smart audio. So, a little bit more about this performance gain. As I said, biggest ever. It's total of 45% more CPU performance than the previous generation. So if I compare the ZenFone 6 to the ZenFone 5Z, there is a 45% difference in the performance. This is a massive, massive gain. Again, the CPU does the general things, how smooth, fast the phone feels, how well it performs in general. Now, equally impressive on the graphics side, 20% gain. This is important for things like games. I want to kind of put this into perspective here. So you see here a graph, and on the left, some short years ago, Snapdragon 800, and on the right, you'll see the 845 and 855, right? So I said 45% more between 845 and 855, and I want to quantify to you how much that 45% is. And the way to think about it is that if I take the entire Snapdragon 800, which in its own right is very powerful, and I add it on top of the 845, that's how I get to 855. So if I were to compare 800 to 855, we gain actually 370%, or 3.7 times more. And on to my final point, AI. Okay, so here we have worked a long time on AI. In fact, inside 855, we have our 4th generation AI engine. And this shows. When we benchmark against competition, I can tell you it's 2 times faster, hands down, than the nearest Android competing chipset. So with this, I'd like to thank you for your attention. I'd like to congratulate ASUS one more time on the launch of the ZenFone 6. Thank you, Marcel.
Thanks a lot. Thank you to be here tonight with us. Well, you know, when we start the project of ZenFone 6, we decide to take a different path and focus on what really matters. We built ZenFone 6 with 2 audiences in mind. For those who care about power devices, fast, smooth, and with improved experience. And for those who care about creating content with a smartphone in a very creative way. The first challenge to fulfill the needs of those both audiences is the battery life. Wireless charging is a nice feature to have. Yes, it is. But what we all really want is to kill our anxiety of not having battery that lasts a full day. It's a battle between convenience and endurance. The same happens for the super fast charging technologies. To be safe, you must add thick layers of protections between the cells, killing the room for more battery capacity. You just want to do fast charging because your phone cannot keep it up for a full day. All those charging technologies are here focusing just one thing, They want to kill our anxiety to run dry on battery. That's why they exist. But actually, endurance can fulfill your day. If that happens, if endurance can fulfill your day, that's the maximum convenience. So we decide to focus on endurance. And we give to you the maximum battery capacity. So ZenFone 5.6 will come with an incredible 5,000 milliampere battery and Qualcomm Quick Charge 4 technology. 5,000 milliampere battery in a 800 series. How cool is that? It's quite cool, right? But what about our cameras? Well, we packed the state-of-art camera from Sony, the flagship IMX586, with real 48 megapixels. It sports the quad buyer technology that can combine 4 pixels to bring unparalleled capturing light, equivalent to 1.6 micron and aperture of f1.79. The second camera is an ultra-wide angle with extended angle of 125 degrees. You can capture even more. There is a new PDAF system that is faster than ever, laser focus, and dual LED flash. But actually, you may think that we need more cameras, right? Well, we think a little different. Actually, we believe that all you need are 2 cameras. You don't need to have tons of cameras that will just make a more expensive smartphone. We try our best to deliver what you really need. The ultra-wide angle camera sports a powerful 13 megapixel sensor, and it does real-time corrections to free your pictures from any distortion. And a real 48 megapixel sensor can give you the chance to zoom in on pictures with excellent quality anytime you want, directly from your image gallery. So we combine the main sensor and the ultra-wide angle sensor in one single frame. They take both pictures at the same time, but in different angles. We did that to use the 48 megapixel sensor to capture the most important thing, people's face. So you can have the perfect portrait. This is my daughter, Julia. You can see how beautiful her eyes are. She got a very rare mix of 2 colors in the same eye. It's beautiful, right? And definitely unique. I know. I will have to beat some boyfriends in the future. But actually, I took this picture from a far, far distance than this. It's amazing details. Amazing details. Look at this picture here. I just took the ZenFone 6 from my pocket and click. Quality is so amazing. You can go to your picture gallery and do the zoom anytime you want. That's why we put a 48 megapixel camera. Also, the macro pictures can make it easier now, because the 48 megapixel camera lets you to do insane macro pictures. With so many pixels available, you can actually zoom in from your picture gallery just after the picture was taken. It's a picture full of small details. This one is my son, Pedro. I brought the whole family here. I did a very fast actually, point and shoot in picture in the portrait mode. ZenFone 6 found the right spots, making smooth cutouts just in the right places, keeping the edge tips of the hair, the gap between his nose and fingers, and the right distance the chair actually is. Hardware and software working together for a perfect portrait. You know, wide angle can amplify your word, right? And now ZenFone 6 sports a 13 megapixel ultra wide angle camera. You can have pictures just like this, without compromise the quality, and it's free of distortions. And why not add the HDR Plus enhanced mode? Well, we did it, bringing superior quality and vivid colors to your wide-angle pictures. What about pictures at night? Well, here we have some good examples of incredible pictures that I took at night with ZenFone 6. I did it by my own. That's São Paulo, my hometown. I just took the ZenFone 6 from my pocket and boom, boom, boom. Now let me zoom in this picture right in the middle for you. You still can see the details. Low light conditions, no noise, amazing details. Pictures at night and in low light conditions has superb results with the ZenFone 6. Even in challenged conditions where the water fountain like here is moving, you can still capture the details of the building right in the background. ZenFone 6 comes with stereo speakers. Yes, stereo speakers. One in the top, another one in the bottom. Headphone jack, USB Type-C, a triple slot tray, notification LED, dual amazing back cameras, and for sure, there's no front cameras. That's the picture of the front face of ZenFone 6. And yes, I guess you notice, we don't have a notch. I think everybody liked it, right? No notch. It's a beautiful and bright 19.5 by 9.64 inches full HD plus IPS display with 600 nits and DCI-P3 color gamut, all protected by the Gorilla Glass 6. An amazing visual experience, free of distractions. But how did we pack all inside? So many stuff, right? Well, you may know, we are kind of famous for creating motherboards, right? To fit all together, we have to develop a new motherboard. We decided to fully redesign the logic board and put it together in a sandwich design, 2 boards at the same time, making more room for what we really need inside the phone. It's ASUS innovation from inside out. And talking about inside out, we have innovation also on software. Let me show you the new Zen Ui for ZenFone 6. The look and feel is as closer as possible of the stock Android, but we keep the good experience of Zen Ui. Double tap to wake up the screen for your convenience. A new smart volume feature to do not disrupt you in quiet moments. And a complete audio wizard tool for those who want the best on audio settings. And dark mode, yes, dark mode is present on ZenFone 6. You don't need to wait for a new Android. We comes in terms of speed. I think that's a very hot topic lately. We improved the OptiFlex technology we have for some years already. And we make it even better. It has a new advanced memory management using machine learning models, but keep you in the control of your smartphone. Our splendid tool will keep giving you the freedom to choose the best way to color tune your screen. Optimizations on the Android also are our focus for ZenFone 6. Here are some few examples of how good and fast is the Android framework optimizations on ZenFone 6. We benchmark the ZenFone 6 with the best flagships in the market today. I believe those numbers, they speak for themselves, right? Apps like the keyboard that we use so much in our smartphones are even faster on ZenFone 6. The new Zen Ui is faster than ever. In each app you open, you will feel the difference. We proudly join the Google Android Beta program, and the new ZenFone will come receiving new faster Android updates, and we also will upgrade it from the Android P to Android Q, and from Q to Android R. Isn't that what you want? We all want that. On the right side of ZenFone 6, we include a new button. We call it Smart Key. It was designed to trigger the Google Assistant. With one click to call Google Assistant, double click for personal updates, or press and hold to talk to Google Assistant in the walkie-talkie mode. You also can select other actions for the Smart Key. Why not? You can set it to turn the torch on, or fast switch from sound mode on, mute, vibration. That's a really cool feature. Convenience is just one click away with the Smart Key. And probably at this moment, all of you may be thinking, how crazy is this company to not pack front cameras for selfies in a smartphone, right? Well, it's true. There are no cameras in the front. I guess you know already. Please, let me show where they are. Okay, ZenFone, don't let me down. Demos are always tough. Okay, so we're gonna press the Smart Key once to bring the Google Assistant. Take a selfie.
Opening up.
How cool is that? That's super cool, right? It's a totally new camera system, never done before. In a smartphone, you never see something like this. We name it Flip Camera. The best of the flagship back cameras now on the front. But Flip Camera is way more than that. Let me explain the details and how it works. Inside the housing of the Flip Camera, you'll find tons of components. Cameras with large sensors, they are there. The flashlight, the laser focus, white balance sensor, G sensor, and the upper speaker. It's all inside the same housing. The challenge here is not only to put all those parts inside, but how to bring the cables inside the housing. A couple of 2mm holes to get the cables in. This is a challenge. It's very challenging. But there were no existing cables that can get through it. So we have to develop new cables from the scratch. Cables that can fit on those holes. An incredible achievement of our engineering team. We built a new step motor that can provide the right speed and the right torque. The step motor is composed of 13 gears. If you compare to the current competitors, with pop-up cameras, like you know, we just have a new one, you find they have only 5 gears. And why numbers here matters? It's simple. As more pieces, more precise you can be, and once the gears are all connected together, they work just like a car gearbox, make it able to go back and forward all together. A full flip of 180 degrees takes just 1 second. With an elegant movement, it accelerates and slows down before reach its destination. Only to watch it working, it's mesmerizing, right? Mesmerizing you. It's super cool. But the most important, what you can really do with the flip camera. What I'm about to show will amaze you. The most obvious conclusion is that now you have the same experience of a flagship sensor, but in the front camera, right? That's the obvious conclusion. We have the incredible 48 megapixel from Sony, also in the front camera for perfect selfies. And because it flips, many modes on the front camera are now available. The Pro mode in the front camera let you control not only the light and white balance, but also control the focus, whatever you want. No restrictions on the group selfies. Now you can fit everyone in the picture with the 125 ultra-wide angle camera, the same in the back, now in the front. No constraints. And because it flips, the new ZenFone 6 is the first in the world to have a front camera capable to record videos in 4K, 60 frames per second, and with electronic image stabilization enabled. First one in the world. Check this comparison. I'm quite happy here. It's an incredible, powerful camera for content creators, enabling all to extract the best of mobile photography and video, no matter if it's front or back camera, without any kind of compromise. But the fun is just starting. It's not natural, not ergonomic to hold a phone in the vertical position to take pictures like this, right? Your arm, you feel, is not the correct position, right? We do it, because the smartphones until today only give you this vertical option. But it's time to change your perspective. Now, with ZenFone 6, you can set the flip camera half the way, just like 90 degrees, and have a more stable, more convenient, and the best way, in my opinion, to take pictures and record videos. To me, that's the amazing part of this camera, is all the flexibility you may have with it. So we just can do pretty much like this, and the camera will be halfway. And I can take pictures like this. I can do like this to capture other stuff. It's super cool. You can reach different perspectives once you do this, because I don't know to go down like this like before. Like you take a picture of a dog near you or a pet, you don't need to do like this, you just do like this, and you level in the same level of the pet. So that's a really nice innovation that really connects with people because they see the value right away. The same if you have children, if you have kids like I have. All those pictures you saw, actually, most of them, I'm taking pictures like this because I want to level in the same eye level they have. So I don't need to go down like this. And also they don't get shy because they don't notice I'm taking picture of them. So I just take the picture. And above all, you don't need to have a tripod or ask someone to take a picture for you. Just leave the phone in a stable position and use the auto shutter to take that unforgettable picture. You can rest on a table, you can rest in a bench, in a chair, and you go there and take the picture. And because it flips, you can unleash your creative, since the flip camera enables you to choose any angle you want. Any angle. You can use the volume button to operate the flip camera and use the smart key to take the picture. So you have full control of flip camera with one-hand operation only. Probably you are thinking, how will this work on my Instagram stories, right? Or maybe third-party camera apps? Well, we nail it. Once you are inside any app that activates the camera, an icon on the right left of the navigation bar will appear. So you can call the control of the flip camera anytime you want. That's cool, right? Very cool. To do a panorama is always something a little annoying. But not anymore. Now, with Auto Panorama feature, you just push a button and the camera does the work for you. Click and boom, it's done. You can be very creative and make funny pictures where you can include yourself on the same panorama, like this one. Have more than one person again and again, or just have lots of fun playing with family and friends. Now, as you all can see, I just got 4 kids. My family just expanded because my kids, I start doing the panorama in one side, and as soon as the camera leave this part, they run behind me. Super cool. You can take 180 degrees panorama pictures and check it later in a more interactive way, right from your phone gallery or at the Google Photos, at any other device, including your notebooks, just like that. You may have tons of doubts. if this camera system is durable enough, right? I think that's the question on everyone's mind right now. Will that last? Was that durable? Is that tough enough? The whole flip camera housing, it's made of liquid metal. It's a new kind of metal, hard to deform, as you can see in this video, where the frame of the eyeglasses, made of liquid metal, comes back to the original format. Different materials with bearing balls, bouncing here, as toughest is the material. So as more toughest and more hard is the material, it will repulse the impact and the ball bounce more times. Liquid metal is 4 times stronger than stainless steel. 4 times stronger. The G sensor on the flip camera recognizes when the smartphone is in a free fall and retards the camera automatically to avoid damages to the system. So it saves the camera from any kind of damage. And this is a lab test, right? You love to see those lab test videos where we test the flip camera moving for thousands of cycles. Actually, the flip camera of ZenFone 6 have a lifespan of 100,000 flips. This is equal to 28 selfies per day, every day for 5 years. Every day for 5 years, 28 selfies per day. Lab tests are good. They are a must for a manufacturer like us. But what about a real life testing?
Do you know what is this?
A phone.
Do you know the name of this phone?
iPhone.
No.
ZenFone.
Okay, so look what I'm gonna do. Is that cool? Try to open.
I know you could. Num. Oh, no. It's gonna be stuck there forever.
Try it.
It's small. No! Daddy! It worked!
Shut the camera.
Me. No. You. Go in there. No, it doesn't work.
Check if it's still working for you. It's working?
Yeah.
Perfect working? And I can control every angle? Everything is working as it should? Ah, let's take a selfie.
That's a real life test, right? It's built for the power users. A powerful processor, an outstanding battery endurance, a smooth and fluid experience, full view notchless display. ZenFone 6 talks to the heart of a techie like me. And definitely, due to the flip camera, ZenFone 6 is the perfect fit for the content creators. Flip camera unleashes your creativity in any angle you desire with powerful 48 megapixel flagship Sony sensor. It's the first in the world front camera capable of doing 4K at 60 FPS with EIS on. I'm gonna repeat this forever. And definitely enough energy for a full day of video and pictures adventures. ZenFone 6, it's one-of-a-kind smartphone, isn't it? One-of-a-kind smartphones. It's crafted on high-grade aluminum with Gorilla Glass 6. The new ZenFone 6 has a premium design and comes in two colors, midnight black and twilight silver. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, say hello to the all-new ZenFone 6. Play the video. So, ZenFone 6 will be available with options of 6 gig RAM and 64 gigabyte storage, 6 gig RAM and 128 gigabyte storage, and 8 gig RAM and 256 gigabyte storage. But what about the price? That's the main moment, right? How much this gorgeous smartphone may cost? The price for ZenFone 6 starts from €499 on the 6 gig RAM, 64 gigabyte ROM, $559 for 6 gig RAM, 128 gigabyte ROM, and 8 gig RAM, 256 gigabyte ROM for $599. That's amazing prices, isn't it? We are not raising the price. Okay. So now it's time to invite some of our executives here for the...
Please welcome back to the stage ASUS Chairman Johnny Shi, Qualcomm Vice President Jussi Nevanlinna, and ASUS Mobile EMEA General Manager Fabio Capocci.
Okay. Well, so I think we are ending up, right? We're gonna open the demo area for all of you. We're gonna have a nice moment here. For all of you that watch us on the live streaming, I'd like to thank you very much. Muchas gracias for watching us at this point. I hope you love the product like I love it, and see you soon. Goodbye.
Ladies and gentlemen, the ASUS demo area is now open. Thank you for joining us today. Don't forget to collect your QR code for press kit on your way out. And please remember to take all of your belongings as you leave. Thank you, and see you again soon.